Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turtles in a half shell, Tata power! All right, so I am totally about to step back into the 90s, and my heart is so happy. Guys, did you know that there's a new Ninja Turtles game? Holy moly, I gotta play. It's on my wish list, for sure. I have to finish Triangle Strategy first, guys. And Kirby, Forgotten Land, but it's number 3, okay? So stop it. I'm super excited. Ninja Turtles is something it's very near and dear to my heart. It's something I grew up with. More so my older brothers. So I come from a family of 6 kids. I'm number 5. I was born in 1990, right on the dot. So I'm more of like a Nickelodeon kid, right? So things like Hey Arnold and SpongeBob and whatever, that was kind of my thing in Cartoon Network. But my older brothers were obsessed with Ninja Turtles. And so that language and, I don't know, like that show and the characters, my brothers used to draw all the characters and make up their own. And this is just like, it was just a part of my childhood in a very large way. I know it's really more of an 80s thing, but 90s still had a fair share of Ninja Turtles. So we played the games. Holy crap, we played the games. And I love it. And I'm so excited to go back and play this new game. So it is only fitting that today for the live composing show, we get to write for some of this modern Ninja Turtles style, which is called TMNT Shredder's Revenge. It actually just released last week. And I'm so excited that it's on Switch as well as current gen consoles, PS5. I don't know if it's on Xbox, but whatever. It's at least on PS5. So that's going to be super fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Apparently, it's a really short game like the arcade, like the old NES Turtles in Time, or the NES game. There's the Turtles in Time arcade game, which I think had a SNES port. But anyway, I'm so excited. And this is going to be a fun challenge because today I'm going to take a game clip. It's going to be like a fight scene. I mean, really, the whole game is a fighting game. It's a 2D side scroller, beat 'em up game, where you're the 4 Ninja Turtles and you get to beat up all the bad guys that come. And so today's scene I pulled from a clip, just kind of show off a little bit of it. You can kind of see it. They're in the sewers. They're beating up all the baddies. I don't think we make it quite to a boss yet in the 2-minute time frame, but I took a 2-minute clip and it looks amazing. And the sound design is also fantastic. It's a little grating because it's just like constant, like arcade style sounds. And if you do listen to the soundtrack that they went with, it's very retro. It has a lot of 16-bit sounds, 8-bit sounds, a lot of retro stuff. But I really do appreciate that they took the time to make sure it still feels modern, like modern retro, which is a thing. And really, as a game composer, that's where I land. People hire me because they want to sound like retro games, but they don't want to literally sound like retro games. It's just like our nostalgia, right? Our memories of old games. We go back and we play the old games. We're like, oh, well, this isn't as great as I remembered it. Or like the graphics aren't as good as I remember it because as a kid, they were astonishing. So obviously our tastes change through time. So really people hire me to use a retro sound, but in a modern context with modern tools, modern production. So what that really means is for today, I'm going to be focusing on taking some 16-bit sounds from the SNES era, but I'm going to be also using synths. I'm going to use things like Massive. Maybe I'll pull out Zebra and maybe Omnisphere. I'm going to use some modern tools to get some of that modern production, but still really lean heavy into the 90s rock style. So there's going to be some electric guitar, some bass, some drums, some synth, some arps, something in that nature to really feel like the cool kid, right? Because that's what Ninja Turtles was. It was the coolest thing ever. Nowadays, you kind of look at it, you're like, wow, what dweebs, right? Bandanas and little knee pads and stuff. Like none of it makes any sense to today's culture, but it made a lot of sense in the 90s. It was super cool. It was rad. It was cowabunga. They were surfer dudes, basically. So I'm so excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. So really, I think this is going to be a shorter stream. I'm hoping it's a shorter stream because guess what? The AC is out in our building and it's 88 degrees. I got a fan directly on me. I turned it a little bit down so you guys aren't like hearing a fan the whole time, but actually sent Matt, who's my assistant. He does all of the live chat. He's in there right now. I sent him away. I'm like, dude, it's too hot. Like, spare yourself. We don't both have to suffer today. So he's still with us. So yay. I'm glad he's here. And let me say a quick shout out to everybody that's here. We got Jay Metzer. We got Taro, Micah, Marie, Will, Brandon, Jew, and I'm sure I missed somebody, but there's a lot of you here, and I'm so glad. We got Chu, got K.A., got John David. Hope you guys are excited because this is going to be a fun one. So I'm very thankful that in December of last year, I took a month. I took a full month. It actually turned into like 6 or 7 weeks off from work completely. And I just worked on my own personal project while we were waiting on our 5th kid to be born. And I made a retro sample database where I went back and I found as many vintage sounds as I possibly could from old synthesizers, from old VSTs, from old CD-ROMs back in the 90s, like sampler discs. And I collected as many as I could legally, bought the things. Not like even eBay kind of stuff, but like I found the original sound sources and downloaded them and like paid for them. I have to say that because there are many illegal ways to do things in the music industry, but I really did go out of my way to make sure it was legal. Acquired all these things and then did my own contact sampling conversion process where I took all these sounds and I made a contact instrument out of all of them and organized them by games and by genre or by consoles and generations. So it's my contact database. So that's what I'm going to be using today. So if you're curious about that process, it's something I talked about way back in a live stream in January. I still owe you guys a video. And what I've just come to terms with is this is something that I'm going to create a tutorial on in the future that is going to be an in-depth walkthrough. And I'll have to share it with you guys when it's done. But it will definitely be something that's a part of the Video Game Music Alliance in our pro group. But I'll give some of those tips here as well because, you guys are asking and it's worth knowing. It's a really cool process. But anyway, I say all that because I'm going to be opening up Contact a lot today and you guys are going to be like, where do I find these libraries? Well, you can't. This is a custom process that I went through. It would just kind of take a long time for me to tell you exactly where they are, but suffice to say, these are from a lot of old VSTs, a lot of old samplers, a lot of old synths, a lot of old CD-ROMs, and it was a massive hunt to go find them. So the stuff's out there. And Brandon Boone, he's in the audience today. Ask him. He knows a lot of that stuff, too. I think Taro knows a lot about that, too. There's a lot of guys in our community, and even inside our Discord. If you're not inside our Discord, the link's gone. Sorry. I'll type it right here because I want to be nice. Anyone here that's not a part of our Discord, the Video Game Music Alliance, we have a free Discord group. There's about 600 of us in there, and we talk about video games and music and stuff. And this is one of those common topics that people always talk about because it's fascinating. It's like, where'd you get that sample from? I haven't heard that since Mario 64. And then we can go track it down. But anyway, all that to say, I'm excited. Let's write some music. In preparation for this stream, I wanted to just get some basic rock ideas out there. So I experimented a little bit. I grabbed a Massive X, which is a plugin by Native Instruments. This thing is fantastic, and it's like a spaceship. Just use one of their presets called Wooden String. I wanted to get some kind of like 80s, 90s vibes going. So here we go. Yeah, and I just doubled it with some drums. This drum patch, I always tried to keep the original title in case I want to go back and find it in a pack. It's called Driven. It was used in Super Smash Bros. Melee. But I think that specific drum kit is from the Roland Sound Canvas, if I'm not mistaken. I sampled a lot of that stuff. I have the VST for that. So here we go. So what I'm trying to do is create like a little 4-bar intro, and I want some kind of drop. It's kind of the attitude. It needs to be kind of cool and fresh. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, there's no rules here, right? We're just writing. So what I want to do is find. Like that. I'm going to solo this because I'm literally just writing on the fly here. 2, ready, and. Actually, that's going to be my intro. 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, guys, I'm sweating profusely, but the show must go on. I love you guys too much this is too important. And I'm probably going to write faster because I'm so hot. So we're just going to do this. But at least I got a little fan. But if anyone's like, is Steven dying? Is he dead? Just look back there. You can kind of see in the background, 88 flipping degrees. So we're going to suffer together. Let's do it. Hope all of you are staying cool and healthy. Don't worry, I got hot coffee to hydrate me. I also have water. I'm good, I promise. Unfortunately, this has been my life for the last couple of weeks, just dealing with the insanity of the 100-degree weather. 100-degree plus weather in Georgia right now is just bonkers. This bass, for anyone who cares, this is the bass used in Final Fantasy IV. It's probably from an old, what's it called? Korg. Korg had a lot of old samplers, keyboards. It's from one of those. Here we go. Will says I got to switch to cold brew for the hot months. Yeah, I like iced coffee, but I don't know. When I'm working though, there's something about hot coffee that just like spurs me on. So this little synth dealio, this is from Massive X as well. I literally just pulled up Dark Heart, which is a synth lead preset, which I thought sounds very modern and has a nice mod wheel LFO going on. So. And I've noticed that Ninja Turtles music has a lot of similarities to Mega Man music. It's rock-based, and it has a lot of synth leads in it. It's very bold. It's very in your face, has a lot of like striking drum beats, so I feel like that's the direction to go. But usually some kind of bass line that's like an ostinato or something that's very funky. All right, pretty good so far. I'm literally just, you know how I do on these things. It's kind of fly. We just fly. I like this particular drum set. This is very in your face. I feel like I can get a good rock beat out of it. So let me work for a moment on the beats. I feel like the groove is going to really determine everything here. Before I get too much into the melody and whatever. To me, when I did this little thing, it's such an arcade kind of sound. Maybe I should just riff on the bass. That might be a good starting point. And then let's do a little transpose. Yum bum ba da dum ba da 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 dum ba dum ba dum. I messed that up, so here's what we're gonna do. Copy and paste is your friend. So we're just gonna do one semitone or two semitones, one whole step apart. And I can already tell that my bass is super duper screwed up. Like, I don't know why, but like when you start the level and these rats kind of scurry away, to me that's the sound of the rats. So anyway, I need to copy and paste my bass because I messed up the second rhythm. Copy and paste is your friend. Use it a lot. It'll help you write music so much faster. Oh my gosh. I save hours of time just copying and pasting MIDI. It's easy. feel like if nothing else, the bass and drums should be firmly rooted in 16-bit tradition because that's visually what they're going for. But I feel like the synths and any like the lead material really needs to fit a more modern sound. I think that's the blend we're going for. I also have an electric guitar. I love this. It's from F-Zero X from GameCube. It's the distortion guitar, but I think it's the same guitar used in Mega Man X, if I'm not mistaken. However, if you're using Super Nintendo, it would have a ton of delay. So let's do that. I don't quite know if I want to do that. If I'm gonna do like some chuggy power chords, that's probably the right sound. But just for like I'll probably make 2, to be honest. Let's do. Yeah, I mean, it's getting super hot. I might need to move some of the string instruments out, like my guitars and stuff. I haven't decided yet. Good point. Anyway, so the guitar, I want to make 2 versions. I want to make lead, and then I'm going to take off the stereo delay on the duplicate. We're just going to call it power chords, or like, yeah, power chords. So power chord is just a 5th. I mean, talk about sounding retro, but that's the sound of the Super Nintendo. Because that's, you know, all we had. That they didn't have a pick, so. If anything, that sounds like Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2. What is it? There's so many soundtracks that used that guitar. I also feel like Shredder, right, our main villain, literally uses the word shred. So I know that that's his thing with the claws and everything, but I feel like a guitar that shreds is naturally there's somewhere in there that fits, right? So I need a bass line that really matches some kind of I don't know if I need to change the tempo or change the beat, but I really need to incorporate. I feel like you have to have those little fake repetitions. So maybe just let me experiment on a separate bar. I think it's the tempo that's really throwing me off. Let me try 150. 160? I'm just too slow. Oh no! Not this thing again. Ruh-roh. Give me a sec. I just beard. This is what I get. Well, don't go anywhere. Give me 2 seconds to fix my camera. Whoops.